Hello, my friends. This is Antonis Avierinos. I've been a financial controller for the past 22 years of my life. 22 years is quite a lifetime. Are you a solopreneur trying to get your first contracts, your first revenues that will level you up? Are you a CEO of a small and medium enterprise with revenues up to 10 million euros and perhaps your own accounting department? Are you a CFO or a vice president or a board of directors member of a large multinational group? In that case, you all have one thing in common. What's this? You want to grow your company, and to grow your company, you need two things. You need information as of where are you right now, and you need information as to where you're going to go, where you want to go. How can this happen with accounting, and how can accounting help? Well, this has been something that has been troubling me for quite some time, up to the point where I started introducing international accounting standards in the companies that I was working for, and everything changed. I applied the principle substance over form. What does this mean and how this affects your work and your company? Very simple. What are the usual problems? We received an invoice from a supplier or vendor without notification. Once again, the supplier forgot to invoice on time. We didn't calculate the total cost of the project when we ran the reporting. We did not invoice all the service and goods we sent or we delivered. We did not register the invoice or the rental agreement on a monthly basis, even though that we know that there's a contract for that. And, or more, maybe we did send a certification to the customer in order to get approval, but the approval did not come, or we did not manage to issue the invoice before the month ends. How can we change the situation? How can we create an environment where we're going to be able to actually have information on the company's course without being worried about whether there are invoices missing, there are expenses missing, there are revenues missing, and therefore, if we don't have expenses and we don't have revenues, how can we know whether we are profitable or not? And how can we report to the group, or if you're a CEO, how can you make decisions for the future of your company? So, how do we get easier, faster, and more accurate information? Let's start from the part of the expenses. We know the cost and production costs. We book contracts at the end of the year. This could be, for instance, rental agreements. We follow up on the cost of production costs, whether it is goods or product received without an invoice, goods shipped without an invoice. So in that case, we must contact the vendor to send us the invoice, or goods and products that invoiced us, but we did not deliver the goods. Maybe you are a European Union country and it's an intra-country, no, it's an intra-European Union transaction, or you have an international, some sort of international trade. Or for services that we did receive, we might even have received work certification from the supplier, but for one reason or another, we did not receive the invoice yet. This is the case, some of the main cases. This is the first step, the main case of expenses that costs have incurred, but we have not received the invoice yet. So in these cases, we must make the proper provisions in order to have the costs booked during the month that we operate, so that we know that all the expenses, the actual expenses, not only the ones that are invoiced, the actual expenses are included in the monthly report. And of course, we perform supply reconciliation on a monthly basis. Coming now from the part of the revenues, we book contracts until the end of the year as if we have such contracts. We follow the course of production and delivery. First of all, we make sure that the warehouse is updated and everything that leaves the warehouse is properly invoiced, including other revenues such as transport costs. In case of services that we delivered but may or may have not received approval from the client, or we did not manage to actually issue the invoice, the sales invoice. In that case, we need to ensure that these revenues are included in the month's reporting in order to have proper, as accurate as possible earnings report. And of course, we make monthly customer reconciliation. All these come to one point that we have validated information. What does validated information mean? That means that we include all the expenditure and revenues information in our monthly report. We keep detailed data and information about the expenses and revenues that we booked without an invoice. This is a critical information that we need to be very cautious about because, first of all, it will be used in case that we want to audit our work later on. And secondly, in the next month, when we're going to receive the invoice for the expense or we're going to issue the invoice for the revenue that we reported the previous month, we need to make the adjustment entry in order to avoid double bookings, double reportings. In case of double entry books, we keep separate forecast accounts so that they can be easily monitored. This is very important because it's going to be extremely easy for us to go through our trial balance and cross-check the production, the accounts that refer to specific production costs or production revenues. And finally, we make monthly reconciliation of accounts and provisions with current production data to avoid double recording. These will lead us to a monthly statement that is going to be as accurate as possible from the profit and loss point of view, which means that we're going to have information as to where we are right now and what will the course of the company will be in the coming period. In case of solopreneur, things are very simple. We have very simple software that are at a very low cost in order to be able to run the process and the production information. In case you are a CEO or a CFO of a company, of a larger company, we can provide you with a specific tailor-made service that is specific for your vertical and actually addresses the specific process of your company in order to have valid, faster, and more accurate information every month. We are here for you. Thank you for your time.